Hey everybody, it's Westy with Westy Invests, and this is the first video of 2025. So today we're going to be kind of going over my goals for 2025 and how you can relate them to yourself and try to push yourself in the right direction when it comes to, your financial independence. As you can see right now, the total value of my portfolios has gone up, but the largest holding is actually an SWVXX. It's about $30,000, and that is a Charles Schwab money account where basically I'm just getting the most up-to-date interest rate that's kind of being used as a savings account or as I continue to be in the market for buying a house. But let's jump right into those 2025 goals. I have three financial goals and they're pretty simple. Number one is to max out the Roth IRA by the end of the second quarter, so June 30th. Second, I want to add an additional $10,000 to my traditional investments, so just outside of the Roth, and then add an additional $10,000 into savings accounts as we continue to build that cash position for being able to buy a house. And then I did want to look at the flip side of it because sometimes I do get very focused on saving and investing where I'll skip out on other things. And sometimes you're just going to be missing out on so much while you're trying to build your way up to where you want to be and you forget to, stop and smell the roses. So I made this fourth bullet down here, which is the exact opposite of saving investing. And I want to make sure that I'm spending at least $200 a month on going out on dates or doing other fun activities that are more so for the experience. And something I think will be very helpful for all of you, especially if you're newer into personal finance and just being able to save money. I think it's being able to create a solid budget. And I have the most blanket template, which is super easy for anyone to follow. All you do is you create your income, put down your expenses, and then you have your leftovers. And then there's a slight twist that I personally use. So I'll just go ahead and look at that, and then I'll show you how to use ChatGPT to kind of assist you if that's a little bit much right off the bat. So first thing, just a little sample budget. I have your income and expenses. So we'll just use really simple numbers. So we'll say we'll just do $2,500 a month there. And then this is actually a formula, which is going to be computating everything. So say your rent is $1,200 a month. And then utilities, we'll just say 150 for an easy number. Groceries, we'll say 350. Car payment, we're just going to leave blank for now. Insurance, we'll say 75 bucks a month, and gas, we'll go 160 a month, 40 bucks a week. So then your formula is going to be your income less, and then I just like to do the sum of all of these just so I don't miss any. And then that right there would say that you have $565 left over, and definitely use all of your own information in there if you're trying to create the most accurate budget that you possibly can for yourself, so that way you can follow it. More so, the way that I will build my budgets are I find my targets. I'll use that budget first, so I know that I have $565 left over. But then I will build kind of a target savings slash investments, and that number that I put in there is the target of what I'm trying to hit every month. So based off of this, to be able to have some, shelter just in case anything else comes up and you still have cash that you're able to spend, I would probably say, if you did 350 bucks a month for saving, even 400 if you're okay with having a $165 kind of shield there before you dip into any savings or investments. What I would do is, you know, break it up into savings and investing. So say I would go $200 into savings and then invest 150 until you have a healthy amount, and then go ahead and subtract those straight from here. And then so you have 225, or sorry, 215 left over. And then so you can play around with those. But I like having these up top just so you know that those are going to get hit right away and that they're going to be taken care of. And then what you have left over is going to be purely as either a safety net, or you can obviously invest or save the rest. But this is kind of something that I have used to be able to, focus on the 2025 goals that I have. So when I do have some extra funds before my Roth is maxed out, go ahead and tuck those into the Roth. And then once that is done, I will be splitting them evenly between savings and traditional investments. And I think it's something that you should definitely be doing too. And I definitely think every one of you should have at least 2 or 3 goals for the year. You should have a short term, a mid-term, and a long-term goal. My short-term goal here obviously is maxing out the Roth. And then I've kind of mixed my 2 and 3 for savings and traditional investments into a mid/long-term goal. And I only say that because I'm planning on going back and forth by doing 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000 until I do get to have both of those goals completed or as close as I possibly can, because that is a substantial amount to be putting away and still having life go on around you. But definitely just keep your heads down, keep working really hard towards getting everything that you've set in place for yourself to continue to work for you, because I'm sure you've done the budgeting. You've sat in Excel and seen how much you need to save every week or every month to be able to have it compound over 25 years to hit the $1 million mark or whatever it is you've done. It will work. You just need to be patient and follow it to the T. Um, but definitely stay tuned. More videos will be coming. We're going to be doing more portfolio updates, looking at stocks, ETFs, maybe some passive income streams that you can start to generate other than, you know, dividends as we've seen. So make sure you follow for that. And now let's take a quick look at using ChatGPT to kind of help with budgeting. So I just jumped in and I said, hey, can you help me with a budget today? And so all they're asking for are, let them know the income, expenses, and any saving goals you would like to include. So we're going to say we want to save, we'll just add these up. We'll do the 350 a month. So we can actually just go ahead and we actually can copy and paste this. So we'll just go copy. We can paste it. And then I'll just go ahead and jump above it and um, so it's going to spit out a bunch of stuff. So can you create the budget with income of, 2,500 per month? How much will I have saved and invested at the end of the year? So you go ahead and do that. It's going to break down all the expenses and run through everything. And then, so boom, tells you right there that by saving 200 bucks a month times 12 months, you'll save 2,400 and you will have invested 1,800. So your total is, laid out for you right there, 4,200. And then, kind of as I had said, it's what do you plan to do with the leftover of each month, just to help you get towards any other goals. So let's say with the remainder, I would like to put 50% into investments and do nothing with the rest. How does that change things? So, I mean, that's a pretty impressive little change there. Everything stays exactly the same, except, there's still a little bit that's not accounted for there, this unspent $7.50. But it does show you that, assuming, that extra $90, or that extra 50%, the $107.50, assuming that that just goes away is what this is kind of thinking, which is totally fine. That can be absorbed into any other miscellaneous expenses that might come up. Um, but at the end, you've still saved $2,400. And now that your $1,800 invested now jumps up to a little over $3,000, bringing the grand total to about $5,500 a year that you would have been, saved and had invested. So I definitely think you should go mess around with ChatGPT and the budgeting. They can really break everything down for you if you already have a portfolio. And I can show you that and just say, I already have, we'll just say 10,000 invested. I expect to get we'll just say 10% return a year. What does this do for my investing? So it should be able to pop out. I may have not asked that concise enough, but it will typically break that down and say, okay, well, if you already have, oh, here we go. So at the end of this, it says that the monthly or the growth from the initial investment is going to bring it to 11,000. And then you also have our contributions that we were just looking at up here of about $3,100. And then you add that in and you should have about 14,300 by the end. And then you can do this with adding your savings accounts because I'm sure you have a high yield savings account. You can do that as well. And I think it would be fun to go and try it out and just up your overall investing. So, again, there are those goals. Go ahead and make your own. Let me know down in the comments what goals you have for 2025, and I will see you all in the next video.